When is it too late to have an abortion?
I'm not a doctor, so I don't know.
So, I mean, here's the thing that's interesting, because medically, a fetus is viable after the first trimester. Then doesn't that become a life that legally, under our Constitution, we must protect?
I think that is a decision between a woman and her doctor, not a decision between
Why is
the
it,
city council or the courts.
Okay, fine. Don't you think it's inherent under our system of government that we protect life?
Sure.
Okay, so the individual that's helpless after an accident or because of, like an aneurysm.
But see, now we're using red herrings, because you can't.
No, we're not. No. Because
an unborn baby is not the same thing as protecting a living individual. Like, that is not the same.
It's interesting, though. The funny part is you used the right word. You said
because there is a time span through when it goes from an egg that's been impregnated to, a baby that comes out of a woman. There is a long span.
And it's a viable life at one point.
I don't know. There are time periods within, like, a gestation or whatever you want to call it, that, like, it makes me uncomfortable. I think there's a certain point where it makes me uncomfortable. But if a woman decides that because of, there's an illness, because of her life, that she doesn't want to carry that to life, that's not for me to decide.
Okay, but here's my point, though. This is what I'm getting at. You talk about how you feel.
Yeah.
How Democrats feel. I'm concerned that a helpless life that can't speak for itself, that is viable, is being terminated because no one is standing up for it. So it scares me when an individual gets to terminate a life because it can't speak for itself. So the funny part about this, you're viewing these issues and saying, don't you see how we feel? And I'm okay, fine. But I think there's an equal sense of, gosh, don't you see how we feel on the pro-life side that says there's a life that needs to be defended. There's somebody that needs to speak up for it. It's not a red herring to say that somebody who can't speak for themselves in a hospital that says, hey, this is a life worth protecting, just because it's in the womb doesn't make it any less worthy of being protected.